Hello and welcome back to Bristol City Football Club. Now, having drawn with the table leaders Fulham, we're currently sitting pretty at second position in the Championship table, and we're just a couple of days away from our next feature, a home tie against Millwall. As you know, our recent form has been excellent, but I'm a little concerned about how the press are slating this next match as an easy win for us. Now, Millwall have been a little inconsistent, but they are 7th in the table, which is no mean feat. So I really shouldn't assume that this will be a walkover by any means. I'm very pleased to see more good news coming out of the medical centre with the latest report that Adam Nagy is now ready to restart training. He did play a few games for us at the beginning of the seasons and was indeed quite a key defensive player in our midfield squad. But in recent games, other players have proven equally capable. I think actually it might be interesting at this point to have a look, because I've not done this in these videos so far, is have a look at some of the comparison tools we have with Adam Nagy as our examples here, comparing him to some of the other players that we've seen in a similar position in midfield. And we'll start here with Tommy Rowe, who I've used primarily as a defensive midfielder, and I mean I've used him also in straight in defence, to be honest. I mean that's where his skills seem to lie. I mean, as the diagram here shows, he's very similar. He's the blue line there in the sort of shapy thing in the middle, whatever you call that sort of chart. He's very similar in defensive attributes to Adam, but Adam does have that significant advantage really in speed and also in sort of vision and other sort of attacking attributes. So if we're looking for a more attacking squad, then Adam I think would be a better fit in that midfield position than Tommy. I mean this additional comparison tool, just sort of the pros and cons of each player, shows where they're sitting. Now as we can see here, Tommy is in fact nearly 7 years older than Adam, so he's certainly in his prime years, let's say. He's 31 years old, and the potential ability of these two players highlighted there clearly shows that we're not expecting much more development from Tommy, but there is room for Adam to develop here at only 24 years of age. And as the highlighted boxes towards the bottom of the screen highlight here, I've said highlight twice now, that's 3 times, I'll stop saying it now. Adam's potential here, his particular skill set, tip him to be a potential Premier League central midfielder, whereas Tommy, coming to the end of his career perhaps, I don't think he's going to move up here from here, is he? Championship at the moment. Next season or in a couple of years' time, it could be coaching perhaps, or in the lower Sky Bet League One. Another key member of our midfield squad is Kasey Palmer, who we've seen playing recently, doing really good work. He's a little bit younger than Adam and generally appears to be that bit more versatile and just edges in sort of the important attributes here, particularly in the attacking areas, the speed, the vision and the technical ability as well, just slightly losing it if we're looking at defensive characteristics. So again, we're having to look at how we're going to balance our team and who's going to fit into the team for any particular match. So looking at the sort of pros and cons list as identified by the coaches, we're comparing here the professional, intelligent Adam Nagy against the more ambitious, versatile and physical Kasey Palmer. So again, it's a matter of weighing the balance here as to who best fits in a particular squad for a particular match. Yeah, it's always going to be difficult decisions, isn't it? I'm not going to... This is part of the challenge of running a football club, apparently. Another one to compare Adam with is Corey Smith, who we've not actually seen playing so far this season. He entered the year, or the football year, in injury. But look at this. I mean, again, very similar in skills, but edging it in the defensive area. So once Corey comes back, and I think he is due to start retraining fairly soon. So again, there's going to be competition for places. He's again a few years older than Adam, so he's got the extra expertise and experience of the bigger matches perhaps. But if we're looking for someone who has the speed and the attacking edge, then Adam may well be the better bet. I'm just seeing myself having to make lots of difficult decisions coming up. And finally on this, we'll just have a quick look at the coach's report for Han-Noah Masengo in comparison with Adam Nagy. Han-Noah is a good deal younger. He's only 18 years old. Again, we've not seen him play so far this season. He was out with injury at the beginning of the football year. But looking at this, I mean, he's athletic, he's got youth on his side, and he's a physical player. He's ready to get stuck in. The coaches reckon he could be heading towards the Premier Division as well. So I think if he's going to be missing any particular skills or attributes in his game, then we certainly have the time. And looks like we've got the quality of raw material here to develop him into a quality midfield player. This is the short list from the medical centre of all those players ready now to re-enter training properly and potentially turn up on the pitch. But I think the team at the moment is sound enough. I don't want to risk any of these players. They've all got really good skills, so I don't want to risk them any more long-term injury. So I don't think we'll be seeing them in this upcoming match, but we'll gradually try and sort of fit them into the squad over the next few weeks. So here's the team we're playing with today against Millwall. We're going back to our attacking 4-4-2 as opposed to the cautious approach we used for the Fulham match. We've previously done well with the attacking approach using this formation, so I'm thinking if Millwall are showing any weaknesses, then this is the sort of tactics we need to exploit that. So who have we got in the team? We're putting Andreas Weimann back up front with Benica Fobe. I've moved Tommy Rowe back into defence for the moment with Casey Palmer and Liam Walsh there in the midfield. And Pereira will take over the right-hand full-back role. Anyway, that's it. Let's get on to it. Bristol City at home against Millwall. Wow, that was a fascinating match. 2 goals. We didn't get the easy win, but we certainly pressured Millwall. And that goal from Pedro Pereira, that was a corker of a goal. If you're going to compile any list of goals of the month or goals of the season, then I think that one is definitely going to be in that list. So we certainly kept the pressure on. We didn't quite get the result we were looking for, but again, we have not lost. So our unbeaten run continues. I mean, as these charts show, lots of long red lines here. Possession, the number of shots on target. We had 20 shots against their 8, of which we had 9-4 on target. Clear-cut chances, we had the 1, they had none. So very much the game was in their half. Now, their defensive work was quite impressive, quite solid. And as you can see, that they won. Their percentage of tackles won is certainly better than ours. And indeed the headers won as well, which is rather annoying. But apart from that one lack of concentration on our part immediately after our goal that let them get in with that equaliser, apart from that, I think we dominated and controlled this match. And you can see that really on the sort of action zone maps here. Yeah, the heat map for the Bristol side on the left hand of this screen. Very much, the heat, the action was in their half of the pitch. Yeah, a couple of hot spots near our goal. They got in a couple of chances, but that was it. Pretty much we dominated the play throughout this match. And the possession there on the right hand side, yep, I think that's pretty much all in our favour. And a quick summary of each player's performance. I'm not going to complain too much about this at all. I mean, they did succeed in walling, putting a wall up in front of their goal, and preventing us actually getting through the ball into the back of the net, apart from that one effort from Pereira. But I am quite happy with the team's performance, and I'm not at all surprised. I have no question marks over awarding Pedro Pereira player of the match for that quite spectacular goal. And you know what this means? Yes, we have achieved it. We are now top of the championship table with this draw. I'm not going to argue with that. You know, it feels kind of natural. Yeah, being at the top. One little thing to note though, Fulham haven't played today. They're playing tomorrow. So we may not be top of the table for very long. And although it wasn't that physical a match, Millwall did, obviously try and get stuck in for their defensive play. So we did come out with one minor injury, a bruised ankle to Marley Watkins, but that's relatively minor by the sound of it from the medical team. They're quite happy. So he'll only be out for a day or so. So we're not going to worry too much about that. Oh, this is good. This is good news. A surprise defeat to Fulham against Preston. Where are Preston? They're currently standing at 17th in the table. I imagine Fulham weren't expecting that result, but I'm not going to complain at all. I'm feeling quite pleased. That puts us a clear point ahead of Fulham and keeps us at the top of the table for at least this week. Who knows what the upcoming weeks hold for us, but I'm feeling good and confident. And I think we'll wrap up here. But before I go, I think we deserve to see that goal again. So join me in enjoying Pedro Pereira's first ever goal for Bristol City Football Club in this magnificent volley straight into the back of the net. And there we are. I will, as usual, leave you with this sort of snapshot of the hot trending topics on social media. Apparently that's what people say about social media. Things are hot and trending. So this is what the good and the bad folk of Tinternet are saying about our recent performances. So that's it for this week, and I look forward to seeing you again for our next match against Blackburn in 3 days' time. Another home match. Will we have another success. Will Blackburn finally prove the spanner in our works, as it were? Am I getting my metaphors all wrong and screwed up? Who knows? But I do know you'll have to join me again next week for the next match, Bristol City against Blackburn Rovers, and I look forward to seeing you there. But from me, Ajaxpost, until then, bye-bye for now.